Left Johannesburg at the ungodly hour of 3 a.m. We made good time on the 608-kilometer journey, arriving at Pafuri Gate just after 9 o'clock. Then came the paperwork, the usual faff of forms, permits, and queuing behind someone who's never used a pen before. But finally, we passed through the gates and into what is quite simply the greatest place on earth, the Kruger National Park. In the sweltering, face-melting 41-degree African heat, the sort of temperature that can fry an egg on your forehead, even the baboons, those hardened, furry little hooligans of the bush, had had enough. You know it's hot when even they start looking for a plunge pool. It is a blazing hot day here in the Kruger Park. We've just come in through Pafuri Gate, stopped off at the Pafuri picnic spot and had a bite to eat. It is almost 40 degrees, but awesome to be back in the park again. This is the border between three countries, South Africa, Zimbabwe and Mozambique. So over there we have Mozambique. On this side here across the river we've got Zimbabwe, and behind me over there we've got South Africa. We have arrived at Punda Maria. We've checked in and secured our campsite. It's now 4 o'clock in the afternoon and we are heading out for a quick little game drive. We are doing the Mahoney loop, which runs around the Punda Maria camp. So hopefully later in the afternoon. It's been an incredibly hot day, 41 degrees earlier. It's now sitting at 37 degrees, so hopefully with it being a little bit cooler and the sun Starting to sink low in the sky. We might see something interesting this afternoon. Back at camp, with the sun finally buggering off below the horizon and the mercury dropping from hellfire to just very bloody warm, it was time to do what any sane person does in the bush. Settle in, crack open something cold and light the fire. Good morning. We had a massive storm that rolled through Punda Maria last night, rained through most of the night. The bush really needs it, so it was quite pleasant lying in the tent and listening to the rain and the thunder and the lightning. But this morning we've got a very wet tent and a very wet campsite that we now need to pack up before we head off. Our route today is coming all the way down here to Shingwedzi, so we're going to pop along this route down along the H17 here. We're going to stop off at Babalala for a cup of coffee and a small bite to eat. We'll then head in, check in at Shingwedzi, and then we'll do an afternoon drive today out here towards Red Rocks, and then back to the camp where we will be spending the night. We have stopped off at Babalala picnic spot. We are just having a quick breakfast. We're going to do some scrambled egg wraps, so we're cooking those up, and then from there heading down to Shingwedzi. We passed a couple on the road who have just come up from Shingwedzi. They said that this morning as they were leaving they saw 6 female lion along the river, so we're going to head on down and see if we can find those a little bit later on this morning. Driving along the H17, we've just gone past Babalala and we've just spotted two cheetah on the side of the road sitting in the bush. They look like they might have been a mating couple. That's quite a unique sighting. I've certainly never seen cheetah inside of the Kruger National Park before, so that's a first for me. Really, really cool. Arriving at Shingwedzi, it was time to find the lion that we were told about earlier, and we were not to be disappointed. Looks like we might be heading into a bit of a situation here. We've just been warned by a ranger to turn around. We are on the Red Rocks loop. We've just been to Red Rocks and the river is absolutely pumping down, so there's a worry about a flash flood and we're on the wrong side of the river. There's a low level bridge that we need to cross to get back to Shingwedzi, and if we don't make it in time we're going to be stuck on the wrong side of the river waiting for the flood to subside. So we are heading back now to the low level bridge to see if we can make it across before the flood hits. Oh well, all that drama for nothing. The water level on the river was hardly raised, the low level bridge was not flooded, and it was an easy crossing, so crisis averted. Chicken drumsticks and corn on the cob for dinner tonight. So we've now settled down in Shingwedzi after a very fruitful day out in the park. It's been absolutely stinking hot. It got up to about 39 degrees, so we've swum twice. But now we set up, we've got the fire going, we are about to cook some chicken and corn for dinner and then head off for an early night. It does sound like there's a big thunderstorm coming in, big clouds rolling in, lots of thunder, but hopefully if it does hit us it won't last particularly long. But all in all, a fantastic day. It's starting to look a bit ominous over there, and there's lots of thunder coming in, so I suspect we are going to get some rain tonight. So the storm hit, we've now taken shelter in the car because there's really bad lightning and the ground around us is absolutely flooded. Our chicken's still on the braai outside in the rain, so it's probably either getting washed out or it's going to be burnt to a crisp. But it is nonetheless quite an adventure. This is quite an epic storm that's raging, but it does feel like it is passing over, so hopefully the weather will clear in the next 20 minutes or so. We have resorted to eating our chicken dinner in the car. It is still raining. The storm has passed, but it's incredibly muddy outside and very, very wet. So we are now sitting in the car eating our chicken drumsticks. That turned out far better than I expected. The chicken was actually cooked to perfection, having sat on the braai for about 20 minutes unattended. The storm's passed, it is still raining, very wet outside. We are eating chicken drumsticks with our fingers and having a good time, and now we have a good memory and a funny story to tell. Well, we've decided that it's too wet to do anything, so it is just about 8 o'clock and we are going to bed. So we're leaving Shingwedzi now, that's where we camped for the night. We are on our way down to spend the night at Tsendze, which is just past Mahoney. So to get there we're going to run down along this road here, the S50. It's a dirt road. We're going to stop at Kruger Dam at the bird hide over there, and then we'll continue all the way down. When we catch up over there, make our way down, we'll do the Tropic of Capricorn loop there, come down the H1 to Mahoney where we'll check in, and then we're spending the night here at Tsendze. We were going to do the little S135 loop around Shingwedzi camp over the Shingwedzi river, across the low level causeway, but with all the rains last night the river's flooded, so it's flowing a little bit too fast. They've actually closed off the road, so we're going to turn around, we're going to hit the S50 and make our way down to Mahoney. Can you fill up? Can you fill up? Yeah, diesel, please. We've just checked in at Mahoney. It is another stinking hot day, sitting at 35 degrees. I've just had a burger and a toasted sandwich out on the deck overlooking Pioneer Dam. We are now heading on down the H1 to Tsendze camp. We are staying on site number 19. Never stayed on that site before, so hoping it's a nice shady one to get us out of the sun. But all in all, it's been a good morning, good drive down from Shingwedzi. So campsite number 19 at Tsendze is actually very pleasant. It's right in the middle of the camp, not on the fence, but close to the ablutions. It's a nice shady site, flat and level, but there's also enough sun on the site to run a solar panel to power whatever electrical goods that you might need. Remember, Tsendze is off-grid, so there is no electricity, so you do need to bring a solar panel or some other kind of power solution. Very nice site, very happy with it, and we're looking forward to a pleasant evening. Hopefully no rain. This is our dinner for tonight. We decided not to make a fire or have a braai, so we're just having some crackers and cheese. We've got 2 pasta salads, some cold ham and some M&Ms. Bit of a change, but after last night's experience with the rain and trying to braai during a thunderstorm, we decided to keep it simple tonight and just have some snacky things. is 10 to 5 in the morning. We have just packed up and left Tsendze. We're now on a very early morning game drive, heading down the H1. We're going to go on the S50, S49 Capricorn loop, and then back to Maroela for a picnic breakfast before we head on down to our next night stay at Letaba. It is an absolutely beautiful morning. Clear, dry, sun starting to come up on our left. We had no rain at Tsendze last night, so it was fantastic. We went to bed in the dry, we packed up in the dry. So all in all, it was a really great evening at Tsendze camp. Definitely one of my favorites. Just had a lovely male sighting, 3 female lions crossing the road. There was a group of zebra as well, so we are wondering if they're not going to be trying to hunt. So we're just going a little bit further down the road. There's a viewing point that opens up out onto the plain. We are hoping that the lions are going to head along the plain towards where we are going to be waiting. Let's see. We didn't see the lion again. They'd vanished, probably off doing lion things, but we weren't short on entertainment. We spent a peaceful morning driving the S50 and Capricorn loop, filled with sesame, giraffe, elephant, and the occasional zebra giving us the side eye. Not a bad morning really, not bad at all. So our route today, we spent the night at Tsendze. We've just done this loop here back to Mahoney. We now stopped here at Maroela. This is where we saw the lion this morning. And then we're going to be making our way down the H1 all the way here to Letaba. But I think before we check in at Letaba, we're going to do this little loop here, which we've never done. So night 4, spending at Letaba. We are now in Letaba. We have arrived and set up our camp. Found a nice shady spot quite close to the ablutions and near the swimming pool. It's another very, very hot day, about 36 degrees I think it got up to today. Had a nice drive through from Mooiplaas picnic spot. We did see another lion on our way down to Letaba, a young male. He was lounging under a tree trying to get out of the midday heat. When we crossed over the Letaba River, we took the S47 loop past Mingahout Dam, which was quite nice, a route I've never taken before. Didn't see much. I think it was just too late in the day and far too hot. So we arrived here at Letaba at about 1:30, checked in and came set up camp. So now we are just relaxing for the afternoon. We've just been for a swim. Not that it helped much. I think the pool temperature is about 35 degrees, so probably almost as hot as it is outside. And now we're just chilling for the afternoon before we get ourselves sorted and ready for dinner.